Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
Enjoy Nightingale.
And today we have landed right here in Smithtown, Long Island in New York. Now, today isn't about a single attraction. This is one of those nice fun days. We're going to show you a bunch of roadside oddities here on the North Shore of Long Island. So we figured we had some time. Let's grab this bull by the horns. Horns is the word I'm looking for. And show you what there is to see. We already did one of these videos about the South Shore of Long Island. We'll put a link down below to that. But we're starting at this big bull, so step it up. Let's go for this ride. So right here in Smithtown we have this bull. Has some nice patina to it. To commemorate the founding of Smithtown by Richard Smith, the bull rider, 1665. And this statue was erected here in 1941. Now, you might be wondering, what's the significance to Richard Smith that he has a town named Smithtown here on Long Island and a big bull? I personally didn't know until we got here. Legend and lore, Smith's Bull Ride. Town limits determined by distance of one-day ride. Land was gift of Montauk chief for assistance in return of the kidnapped daughter. I love these signs, these New York folklores, but that supposedly is what this Smith gentleman did, that we have a town named after him and a big bull monument. But we have a lot of things to see. This is just the first thing. That ain't no bull. Well, that is a bull, but what I was saying is, and you get what I'm saying. All right, on to the next location. The thing is huge. Do you see the size of that witch? Last time I saw a witch that big, it was my... Wait, they say if you don't have anything nice to say, I shouldn't say anything. But we made our way to what was Wick's Farm to find Winnie the Witch. Originally built in 1977. We're on Route 25A here in the town of St. James. And as you can see, Winnie the Witch has seen her better days. She got damaged in Hurricane Sandy. There are people trying to raise funds to restore her, but since Wick's Farm is now gone, I guess they burnt the candle at both ends. You get it, it's a joke because it was Wick's Farm, and never mind. It wasn't that funny. But we have Winnie the Witch. I'm glad we got to see her, because looking at the condition of her and not knowing what's going to happen with the land, I wanted to get out one time to make sure we documented her. Even if she isn't in the best condition, a Halloween decoration that's been sitting here since 1977 is pretty cool to me. And she's definitely worth seeing and documenting to share with all of you. So, nice seeing you, Winnie the Witch. Next stop we come to is the United States Post Office here in the town of Stony Brook. Now, you might be wondering, what's interesting about this post office? Well, you see, in 1941, a man named Ward Melville was trying to, not restore, but build his own living area that was almost like a Williamsburg or stuff. He was a philanthropist, did a lot for this area. He actually donated 400 acres that became Stony Brook University. But this idea came about. You see this eagle on top? Well, it almost works like a clock, but not really. Every hour on the hour, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., it's actually mechanical. The 20-foot wingspan on this supposedly flaps. So we got here with 5 minutes to spare. We're gonna hang out, because it's no fun seeing this eagle without the wings flapping. Because from here, it just looks like it might be a statue on top of the post office. But to actually have a mechanical eagle was pretty cool to us. There it goes. You see the wings moving? They're flapping. That's pretty amazing. And it's more amazing that the next roadside oddity we actually find is in Stony Brook, is a stone throws away from this post office. In fact, it's that white building right over there. Let's head over there and see what we can find. So in this building, it's actually Hercules Pavilion. We see an old figurehead of the USS Ohio. This is the second USS Ohio that was part of the America's Navy. Now this USS Ohio, they built in 1817, but it set sail in 1820. Now, after serving its time, it was decommissioned, and eventually, it's funny, we have a plaque here, and it says, dismantled at Greenport. It really wasn't dismantled at Greenport in 1884. What happened was they took the figurehead off, which sold a few times. It's crazy. I mean, money was a lot different. But the first time it sold for $15. We're talking the 1800s, but still, $15. I mean, it was a lot of money, but I would think it would be worth more than that amount. And what's interesting was that when they dismantled the ship, that's in air quotes right there, what they ended up doing was off Greenport Harbor, they actually set dynamite up and blew up the ship. The sad thing is the fireman that poured the gasoline on set the dynamite as he was running away from the ship as it was about to explode. When it exploded, a bolt flew off the ship, hit him in the back of the head, and killed the man that actually blew up that USS Ohio. It was still defending itself even on its final blaze of glory. And if you're a scuba diver, you could still scuba dive the wreck of the USS Ohio. Another plaque about it. The Hercules figurehead. The figurehead and anchor are from the prestigious USS Ohio, a ship of the line, and the first ship launched from the Brooklyn Navy Yard in 1820. The impressive Hercules figurehead was carved from a single piece of cedar. Hercules was acquired in 1954 by philanthropist Ward Melville, who deeded it to the Ward Melville Organization for Preservation. We actually have a photo of the old USS Ohio with the Hercules figurehead at the front of the ship. It is a beautiful thing. And I didn't even realize that the anchor that we walked by passing is also the anchor of the USS Ohio. But you might be saying, but wait, Joe, standing behind Joy, there's another ship. What is this boat in this pavilion? Sitting out to the open, just looking like a little boat? Well, I'm glad you asked. Is the Polaris whaleboat, thought to be the only surviving artifact from the Charles Hall expedition to the Arctic in the 1870s. Although Hall and Perry were rivals, Commander Robert Perry recovered the Polaris during his 1905 Arctic expedition and gave it to the American Museum of Natural History in New York. Some 40 years later, naturalist Robert Cushman Murphy, a curator at the museum, was instrumental in giving it to Ward Melville. It is now a property of the Ward Melville Heritage Organization. Now just think, this boat, like literally, like right here, look. Please people, stop carving your names in this historic piece of history. To think that one of the first trips to the Arctic in 1870, that this was one of the boats that was there, that was left there. And it's literally just sitting in a pavilion, gazebo-ish building, out in the opening here in Stony Brook. Two awesome pieces of, well, one's naval history, ship history, I guess I'd say. Because one was the Navy, one was more expeditions. The Hercules figurehead, you see him with his big beard staring out into the distance. What else is he's wearing this lion skin, but that lion looks so happy to be skinned. Look at him smiling, relaxing. Hercules obviously, I guess, waxed his chest, but not his armpit. You see a little armpit hair coming out there. It is a cool figurehead to believe that it's carved from one solid piece of cedar. Some interesting stuff here in Stony Brook. I like that this guy, Ward Melville, got this collection, and now you see it all throughout this town. This town is important to me. You see, Stony Brook, this is the first college I ever dropped out of. I ended up graduating, don't worry, but this was the first one. 8 months, then I went, you know what? I can't remember dates to be an archaeologist. Let's try something else. Eventually, degree in photography, but that's another story. But I did spend time in this town of Stony Brook. We wanted to swing by to see what remains. What we're showing you right now once was a residential roadside attraction called the Pirate House of Miller's Place. I heard it fell into disarray And definitely there used to be a pirate ship to the right of us, but that doesn't exist. But we do have what looks like a sandcastle, and still have some sharks. You see the sharks over the top? Big blue sharks still guarding this house. And we have another shark peering up to the left in the background. So there's still some left of the pirate house here in Miller's Place, but it's not as glorious as it used to be in its heyday. We do have a King Neptune still here too. Alright. Worth a quick little stop on our way to the next attraction. We're right on Route 25A, still here in Miller's Place at our next stop. It is pouring now. Can we have one day, Joy, where we're filming and it's not raining?
When pigs fly?
When pigs fly?
When pigs fly.
You sure about that?
My bad, maybe not even then.
We have stopped at the Flying Pigs Cafe, established 2015, because in front of it, they have a giant flying pig. How do you not stop to see a giant flying pig? It reminds me of when the cow jumped over the moon, but this is the flying pig, and I like they painted the restaurant to match the spots on the pig. We're gonna head to the car because it is starting to come down. We have many more spots to share with you. So we're gonna follow this pig and go. I don't like it. This rain, it's baking me and the camera and Joy all wet. Okay, making, not bacon. You got the joke. We made it to our next stop on Wading River Manor Road. Now, you know what they say. I'm full of it. And by it, I mean bull.
No, you're not full of it. This video is full of all these bulls, though. Look over here.
In this field, we found a giant bull. Now, just to put this thing in perspective, that thing has to be at least 15 feet high and about 30 feet long. It ain't like a little fiberglass bull that you'd see like someone will have that's the size of a cow. This thing is giant. And it's weird because we're nowhere near any tourist destination. He's not here to attract tourists, but he's just sitting in this field. We saw a pig, we figured why not follow it up with some bull? We're going for the meat medley. At the Riverhead Raceway, we have Chief Running Fair, Long Island's one and only Muffler Man. I am happy that we have at least one of them here, and it is the Native American style of a Muffler Man. You can see he's saluting with his right hand. I'm happy we actually have him because in 2012, Hurricane Sandy annihilated him, but they rebuilt him and he's standing here at the entrance to the raceway still. And we saved the best for last. Right here in Flanders, New York, the Big Duck. One of the most iconic roadside attractions, oddities here on Long Island. In 1931, a duck farmer named Martin Maurer, he was inspired from travels in California of odd-shaped buildings, especially big teapots. And he was like, how do I promote my duck farm? So he found some Broadway set designers, the Collins brothers, and local artists, George Reeves, John Smith, and Merlin Yeager in 1931 built this building for him. Just think, he used to sell ducks and duck eggs out of it, and now it's a little museum tourist stop, and I'm hoping it's open. We've never been inside, and we're gonna go inside and check out, see what it's about. But it's him, the Big Duck. We got Joy next to the building just for size reference. And interesting, this duck building isn't its original location. It moved a few times and it landed in this spot in 2007. We have an open sign. Oh, this looks good.
It's a prime example of roadside architecture. Yeah. It was built by Martin Maurer. He's the man in the picture right over here. That's him right there. And his wife Jewel. And the story goes that they saw a coffee pot out in California, maybe something like this, and that's what gave him the idea to come back and build the big duck. So
Very cool.
when he got back here, he hired the best masons and carpenters around to help him out and do it. And set designers too were in the mix. So you can look up at the ceiling there to see how it's made. That's the wooden frame of the neck.
Wow.
You know. And then there's wire mesh over that, and then 4 thin layers of concrete over that. It weighs 10 tons or 20,000 pounds. Wow. You can see through the back door too, see the construction.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
you know, so there's the wire mesh and the concrete. This was built when people first started to own their own cars. They were excited about traveling in the 30s when they became affordable for families. And the vendors wanted to get their attention, so did these crazy things. These are the kind of ducks we had, white Pekin ducks. They originally came from China. You know, we had thousands of them in the backyard, you know. And this is what the farm looked like in 1965. You know, this is when the Dessons owned it. They were the second private owners, but the last private owners were the Eschkes, and they were the ones that gave the duck to the people of Suffolk County, and they're the reason we're still here today. There were a lot more buildings, as you can see, but we were only able to save the Victorian barn here, and then a piece of the Bruder barn. And then the stucco hut is this way, but that's the restaurant now. So.
And was the duck always here, or did it move here?
It's been moved 3 times.
Okay.
3 times, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is from 87. The move in 87 saved the big duck, you know?
That's crazy.
That was when it was moved up the road to the nearest Suffolk County Park, because this property was sold to a farm developer. So the duck was moved up, and it was up there for 20 years. And then about 2007, the people won the fight to get it back. In fact, you know, so it was moved back here. You know.
Cool photos of the duck farms.
That's my aunt had a house. Big porch, I remember it.
We have a good picture of George Reeves, local carpenter, farmer, architect of the big duck.
Yeah, he helped George Reed he helped Martin Mara figure it out, you know? He was a good carpenter.
It's
We
cool.
call him the architect of the big duck.
Like all the little memorabilia, Big Apple Almanac, some good cartoons of making of the duck. So there you have it. Roadside Oddities of Long Island.
Yep.
I love these things. It's nice to just drive around, take a look at the small things that aren't full videos. I wish we had better weather, because what you gonna do? It happens, it rains. But I'm glad we got to share them with you. From bulls to ducks to pigs to pirates and witches. Even the flying eagle and Hercules. Yeah, I love this stuff. And you know what? If you love it too, you should subscribe to our channel. Which of these is your favorite thing? Is there anything on Long Island we missed? I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below. And make sure you like this video.
Oh, yeah.
I think we could call it.
I think so.
All right. Roadside Oddities on the North Shore of Long Island. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels.
Good eats.
And live life. There it goes. You see the wings moving? They're flapping.